And after all these battles, 4 long years passed. Times of peace for planet Earth that would end because planet Earth would very soon be the target of beings who wanted to destroy it. And with that, a new, more demonic threat emerged. Or perhaps angelic, which will put not only planet Earth but all existing universes in danger because of this great threat. Guys, before continuing this epic story, leave your like, and of course if you want to help the channel, leave your super thanks below and help the channel financially, and also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any news. Somewhere in the 7th universe. Currently in the 7th universe, more precisely on a planet located to the west of the universe, it was possible to see several beings walking from one side to the other in one of the various cities on the planet. The entire planet was in an atmosphere of peace and tranquility, since there were no more wars on the planet, and as such everyone was enjoying that peace. But suddenly some people who had a higher fighting power had a strange sensation and ended up raising their heads towards the sky, where they saw a portal being opened, and then 2 beings came out of the portal. One of them was short and the other was taller, and both of them had their appearances covered by their cloaks. But it was possible to see that the shorter being was holding a staff in one of his hands. The mysterious short-hooded man said, "Are you sure this is the right place? The planet doesn't seem to have strong enough warriors. That one of the fragments of the key will free our mother from her seal would be here," said the little being to his companion, who summoned his staff, which showed a kind of map that pointed to the city they were flying over. The mysterious and tall-hooded man said, "This planet really does not have enough powerful warriors for one of the fragments of the key that will free the mother to be hidden here. But we are on the right planet, and somewhere in the city is the fragment," said the taller being while looking at his team, who could not accurately identify the fragment they were looking for. The mysterious short-hooded man said, "It's been hundreds of years since the fragments were spread across the 12 universes, and all of them were being protected by powerful warriors. But most of the warriors ended up losing their lives for some reason over the years. I don't know why, but I'm grateful. After all, the easier it is, the quicker our mother will be able to return," commented the shorter being, who gave a low laugh while looking at the beings below them. The mysterious tall-hooded man said, "According to the information I got, the ancient god of destruction of this universe ended up facing the guardian of this universe, because he wanted to be something more than a mere guardian, and during their fight, they were both very injured. But in the end, the former god of destruction ended up eliminating the guardian, and after some time he lost his life because of his injuries, and a few years later, Beerus took over the position of destroyer of the 7th universe. Apparently, many guardians gave up protecting the fragment and went looking for something better, but most of them lost their lives at the hands of the ancient gods of destruction, and those who are still alive will lose their lives at our hands, if they stay in our way," the tall-hooded man commented, while several images of an ancient battle were shown by a hologram that was coming out of his staff. The mysterious short-hooded man said, "I can't say that I don't understand their frustration. After all, we had to spend millennia sealed inside those black holes because our father and his blind loyalty to that brat Zeno. Now let's just do what we came to do. I'm already getting impatient about all this. We need to free our mother as quickly as possible." The short-hooded man spoke with a certain irritation in his voice, as some of his energy was released, but that alone was enough to make many of the beings on that planet suffocate with the density and weight of the energy that was on them. The tall, mysterious hooded man said, "I am too, brother, so go and destroy this planet along with all these insignificant beings, and don't worry about the fragment. It cannot be destroyed even if we both used our full power on it, with the intention to destroy it." The taller being spoke, and upon receiving his permission, the shorter being smiled and began to rotate his staff at high speed. With the movements of his stick, the entire environment began to change, and a rain of lightning began to hit the city. And in a few minutes, the entire planet was suffering natural disasters such as storms, tsunamis, earthquakes, hurricanes, and all living beings on that planet began to scream in pain and anguish, and this made the hooded being smile from year to year. Because of all the natural disasters that were happening, the planet began to enter a critical state, and large fissures began to appear on the planet. After a few minutes, the planet's core ended up collapsing, and then exploded, thus destroying the entire planet, taking all survivors together. The tall, hooded, mysterious man spoke. Lord Makai, you could destroy this entire planet with just one blow, and yet you decided to play and destroy this planet slowly, just to hear the screams and see the sufferings of these insignificant insects, said the mysterious hooded man while looking at his brother, who just laughed louder. Lord Makai said, Akumo, you don't know how to enjoy life, my brother. We lived thousands of years sealed inside a black hole, and now we are finally free. We will fulfill our mother's wish, which is to bring her back, so we can regain the honor we once had. Until then, I will enjoy it. After all, we are angels, and we don't need to fear anything. We are both angels who were born with the ability to hide our presence completely, and even our parents could not find us if we do not want that to happen, said Lord Makai with a big smile on his face, something that made his brother sigh. Akumo said, We have a mission, Lord Makai. Let's accomplish this mission first, and then I'll have fun in my own way. And you can destroy as many planets as you want. But until then, we'll focus on what really matters, because our mission is nearing its end, Akumo said while raising one of his hands. And from among the debris of the planet, a kind of star began to float towards his hand, and as he got closer, a kind of disc appeared in his hand that ended up merging with the star, making the disc now have 11 stars inside it. Akumo said, We have 11 of the 12 fragments, which means we only need one in the 6th universe. Akumo commented before putting away the disc that was actually the key to freeing their mother. Lord Makai said, In fact, I learned that in this universe there are some mortals who are very close to the level of gods, and there is even one who managed to use the power of Ultra Instinct. Wouldn't it be better if we finish them off now? You know, just in case? Said Lord Makai while facing his brother. Akumo said, No. We will just do what is necessary to bring our mother back. And after that she will give us new orders, and we will do it, and together with her and our other brothers and sisters who are sealed with our mother, we will fulfill our desires. And when that happens, our former gods of destruction would regain their former positions of destroyers, and we will return to greatness. So now let's go, Akumo said before hitting his staff in the air, generating a ripple that ended up transforming into a portal that he entered. And Lord Makai took a look in the direction of planet Earth and smiled. Lord Makai said, Enjoy it while you can, because we will be back, and when we return you will fall. I hope you are powerful, son Goku. After all, my god of destruction is quite a warrior and he loves fights, so I hope you are able to give him a good fight, Lord Makai said before laughing and entering the portal that soon closed. In the 7th universe, more precisely on planet Earth, it was possible to see that there was a commotion in the Capsule Corporation, as it was the place where Bulma was going to throw a very big party to celebrate her and Ban's birthday at the same time. And to do this, Bulma spent a lot of money, but she didn't care about that. Among the guests present at the party, in addition to all the Z Warriors and their respective families, there were also some extra guests like Beerus, Whis, Shin the East Kaioshin, and his companion Kibido. Shin was there with Kibido because Gohan, Pan's daughter, was also one of the birthday girls, and as a result Gohan ended up inviting them to the party. Beerus and Whis knew that there was going to be a party at the Capsule Corporation, and decided to go even without being invited. But as Bulma was already having a party, she didn't care about the presence of the two. After all, they are practically part of the family. Beerus, Whis, Shin, Kibido, and Bulma were sitting at one of the larger tables when there was some food for them to eat before the real party started. As Bulma was still organizing some things, Shin said, I normally don't come to planet Earth or look at the things that are happening here. But are these two always acting this way, or just once in a while? Shin asked curiously as he looked to the far corner and saw Goku and Vegeta training together, and a little further away were Goten and Trunks who were doing the same thing. Whis said, More normal than you imagine. These two can't go long periods without training, and most of the time they do this to avoid getting rusty. And it looks like Chi-Chi and Bulma's son will soon follow the same path as their parents. Haha. Bulma said, Don't even joke about it, Whis. Otherwise, Chi-Chi and I will have a lot more work and a lot more worry, Bulma said before sighing and looking at her husband and childhood friend, already imagining a version of Trunks and Goten in their place, something that made her sigh. Kibido said, Mr. Shin, apparently a planet on the edge of the universe was just destroyed in a strange way, and from the information I just received, two mysterious beings who were hooded were responsible for the destruction of the planet, but they did not have any type of energy being emanated from them, which is very strange. Kibito spoke after receiving a message inside his mind about the destruction of that planet, which in his eyes were too strange. Guys, before continuing this epic story, leave your like, and of course if you want to help the channel, leave your super thanks below and help the channel financially, and also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any news. Shin said, a planet on the edge of the universe ended up being destroyed by two mysterious beings that did not emanate any type of power? But this is impossible. Even the most insignificant and weak living being possesses ki. How is it possible that these hooded beings do not have ki within them? Shin asked, confused. After all, in all the thousands of years of his life, he had never heard of a case of any existing living being not having ki within it. Whis said, it is really impossible for there to be any living being that does not have ki within it. After all, ki is like a vital energy for all living beings, and those who do not have ki do so because they no longer have life. But it is possible for the existence of some beings with the ability to hide their presence and energy so perfectly that not even divine beings were able to detect them. So perhaps those responsible for the destruction of that planet have this rare ability, said the angel when he finished eating his piece of cake and began to wipe the dirty part of his mouth, and his comment ended up catching the attention of those at the table. Bulma said, is it possible to hide the ki of a divine being? I thought that only divine beings had the ability to hide their ki because they were at a level of power above mortals. Bulma commented while looking at Whis, who smiled at her before answering. Whis said, you're not wrong in thinking that way, Bulma. An example of this is my father Daishinken. Many think that because he's very strong, they are not able to feel his ki. But the truth is that my father has the ability to hide his ki perfectly, and that's why no one, not even Zeno-sama and his bodyguards, are able to feel my father's ki, said the angel, leaving everyone surprised, including Beerus, who didn't know about this information. Beerus said, well, apparently these guys just destroyed a random planet. That shouldn't be important to the progress of the 7th universe. So let's leave that aside for now, and then I'll go after these beings, and if they're dangerous or a threat to us, I'm going to destroy them with my Hakai, because this is my job. No one can go around destroying planets, besides me. So let's enjoy this party, that apparently should already be starting, Beerus said as he looked around, and saw that everyone was practically ready, and that the party could begin. Now in the 6th universe. Currently in the 6th universe, more precisely on a planet in the center of the universe, it was possible to see Akumo with a star in her hands. This star was the last fragment that would be used to create the key that would free the mother of the angels from her sealing. And a little far from Akumo, it was possible to see Lord Makai with his staff that was embedded in the chest of a large wolf that had a humanoid body. The wolf was full of wounds all over its bestial body, and Lord Makai remained with his smug smile. Lord Makai spoke, now we have all the fragments, and with that the key is ready to be able to free our mother from her eternal sealing. And not only her, but all our brothers and sisters along with our ancient gods of destruction. Lord Makai commented excitedly as he removed his staff from the great wolf's chest. Akumo said, calm down, my brother. We need our mother first, so she can free the rest of our soldiers, sisters, and the god from destruction. Now let's get out of here quickly, because we have to free our mother soon and fulfill our mission, Akumo said before putting his hands together, making the fragments come together, transforming them into a kind of sword with star details. Lord Makai said, this sword really is magnificent. It will be an honor to use it to break the seal that imprisons our mother. Lord Makai spoke as he approached his brother, who threw the swords towards him. Lord Makai caught the sword still in the air, and just to test it, he ended up making a cut in the air that generated an energy that destroyed some planets that were in the direction of that one. Attack! And it made Lord Makai smile immensely. Akumo said, come on, we have to free our mother. Akumo spoke before hitting his staff in the air, generating a portal to the 0 universe, and soon he and Lord Makai entered the portal. The moment Lord Makai and Akumo entered the portal, they saw a dark universe full of small stars shining everywhere, creating small galaxies everywhere. It didn't take long for them to arrive at a large star. and upon seeing it, Lord Makai held the sword tightly and cut the star in half, and with that, a large ripple appeared in that place where the star was. And after doing this, Lord Makai and Akumo moved away a little bit, and didn't take long for the two of them to see a tall woman coming out of that wave. Lord Makai and Akumo said, "It's great to see you again, Mom." The two spoke at the same time as they knelt before Sonia, the mother of all angels. And Sonia said, "It's good to be free again," Sonia said while taking a deep breath and looking at her children, who were smiling at her. In Universe Zero. Currently in Universe Zero, it was possible to see Lord Makai and Akumo looking at the mother of the angels, who was also their mother. Sonia was analyzing her two children who freed her from the seal that imprisoned her for thousands of years. Sonia had been sealed up by Daishinkan, the high priest and her ex-husband and father of all angels. Lord Makai spoke. "How do you feel, Mother? Are you feeling unwell?" Lord Makai asked while looking at his mother worriedly. After all, he knew that depending on the method that his father Daishinkan had used to seal Sonia, this could have weakened his mother. Akumo said, "If you're feeling anything, we will do whatever is necessary to help you recover as quickly as possible," said Akumo, who, like his brother, was also on his knees and worried about his mother's condition. Sonia said, "You don't need to worry about me, my children. I'm a little weak because of the seal that the Daishinkan created, which grew stronger as I drained my energy. But luckily you managed to gather all the fragments of the division of realities. I can only thank you too. When you united these fragments, my divine sword returned to its original form, the sword I created in the past to destroy lower and higher realities that tried to invade our reality. But when Daishinkan sealed me, my sword was divided into fragments. And now that everything seems to be returning to normal, I will teach everyone good manners for the Daishinkan and all universes," Sonia said as she raised her hand, and the sword that was floating came to her hand, and the moment Sonia took the sword, she felt some of the energy that was inside the object enter her body, which made her feel better. Lord Makai spoke. "I knew it. A weapon of this magnitude could only be developed by you, Mother. Our father has always been very weak and wouldn't have the capacity to create this, since he only has time to serve that boy Zeno, who is a child who doesn't know how to use his own powers and uses them in the wrong way and for pure fun. So I'm not surprised that you created a weapon of this level to prevent future battles," said Lord Makai while looking with admiration at his mother, who smiled at him. Sonia said, "I agree with you, my son. And because of that, your father always left all the responsibility of taking care of you on my shoulders. And I had to teach you everything from how to use ki to how to use the power of Ultra Instinct. And not that's just how to contain it, and even to use the power of the gods of destruction. I was always responsible for protecting this reality from the threats that tried to invade. Luckily, I managed to create this sword, capable of defeating those beings," Sonia said, while remembering the events that occurred in the past, that ended up leading to the creation of the sword that was in her hand. Guys, before continuing this epic story, leave your like, and of course, if you want to help the channel, leave your super thanks below, and help the channel financially, and also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any news. Akumo said, "We could talk about our father's mistakes for a long time, but it would be better for us to do something like destroy some universe, and then conquer it so we can use it as a base of operations to return to power, and then plan the fall of the Daishinkan. After all, we all have a reason to take revenge on our father in the future, and we're going to take what is rightfully ours, right, Mother?" Akumo asked his mother, who smiled even more at him. Sonia said, "Exactly, Akumo. We will recover everything that was once ours, and in the end, was taken from us by the Daishinkan. But first we have to go to a safe space, and there, I will have to know all the events that have happened since my sealing. After all, I need to know what happened to be able to draw up a plan to conquer all the universes, and during this time, I will be gathering my energy to free our allies. And with that begins our plan of conquest," Sonia said while looking at her children, who stood up and waved at her, agreeing with their mother's plan. Sonia thought, "Daishinkan, you have no idea what is happening or what will happen. Everything I told you in the past will end up happening, and the multiversal war is finally about to start, and I'm sure that whoever is on my side will win. After that, I will rebuild all the universes. But this time, it won't be you or the Zenosama who will dominate me and my children, Sonia thought, while an evil smile appeared on her face. Lord Makai said, "Okay, let's go to a distant planet that I know. This planet is located in the 7th universe and has many natural resources. We can use it as a base of operations since no one knows about the existence of this planet, besides me and my god of destruction, who in the past liked that planet so much that he asked me to put a barrier around it so that no one could see what we were doing there. And if someone finds out that we returned and are on that planet, it'll be too late, too much, because we will have already established some plans. Of course, if that happens, I will eliminate them all," said Lord Makai before clapping his fists, while a slightly excited smile appeared on his face. Akumo said, "Okay then, let's go to this planet to set up the base, and so that the mother can recover completely," said Akumo, who hit his staff in the air, generating a portal to the 7th universe, and Lord Makai generated a barrier around his mother to hide her energy, and with that the three entered the portal, which then closed. In the 7th universe. Currently in the 7th universe, more precisely in the Capsule Corporation, it was possible to see that the party that was previously being prepared was now happening. Goku and Vegeta, who were training as well as their children, stopped training and started to enjoy the party. Goku and Vegeta were sitting at a table, along with Whis and Beerus, who were eating several different foods. Suddenly, Whis, who was eating calmly, ended up widening his eyes when he felt a strange and familiar sensation at the same time, and this ended up attracting the attention of Beerus, who noticed the change in expression on his master's face. Beerus said, "Did something happen, Whis? You suddenly become strange. It even seems like you saw something or felt something very bad," Beerus said while looking at his master Whis, and this comment ended up making Vegeta and Goku look at the angel. Whis said, "I don't know. I just felt a strange sensation, but at the same time very familiar. It's as if something has been released. Something I've seen and known very well in the past. This is worrying because I don't know exactly what this thing could be," Whis said while taking one of his hands to his chin, trying to think of the possible things that could make him have that strange feeling. After all, he was an angel, and as such he had a very great power, and there were many things that could give Whis that strange feeling. Vegeta said, "I must say that this is really quite strange. After all, you are an angel, Whis. There can't be many things that would make you have that worried expression, unless it's something very big. And when I say that, I mean it is something which must be at least a universal danger," said Vegeta, while looking at Whis, who didn't say anything. But Beerus and Goku ended up agreeing with Vegeta's logic. Goku said, "Could it be that some chance an enemy from ancient times ended up returning from the world of the dead, or ended up freeing himself from some type of sealing? If this is the case, it would make sense for you to feel this way. Even more so if this enemy was a friend of yours from the past, who ended up becoming evil or something similar," said Goku while looking at Whis, who briefly widened his eyes when thinking about some people who were important to his life, but they had already died a long time ago, so it wouldn't make any sense, and it would be impossible for them to return. Whis thought, "Goku and Vegeta are right. It would be very difficult for someone to make me feel this strange sensation, and the only ones who could make me feel this sensation have been dead for thousands of years. But what if they were not killed, just sealed by my father? Maybe they managed to break the seal, and now they've returned. And if that's true, it means there's a lot of trouble coming. I hope my father hasn't lied to us about the past, otherwise things could be dangerous," thought Whis, while some images came to his mind and a greater focus on a woman who is next to her father, who in this case was her mother, the mother of all angels, who in the past lost her life in a revolt against Zenosama, where Daishinken had to eliminate her, along with 6 of her children, and 6 other universes. In the 7th universe, on a planet located on the edges of the universe, it was possible to see that on that planet there were several different types of biomes, and one of these biomes was red with some black trees with scarlet leaves. In the midst of that vegetation, there was a large castle that attracted attention, looking like a huge red tree with black details and some of the leaves that gave off a blue glow. In the highest part of that castle, it was possible to see an open area with a throne in the middle, and around that throne, there were thousands of holographic screens that were showing various events related to the 7th universe and the Z Warriors, mainly Goku and Vegeta, and their long history of fighting over the years. And whoever was sitting on that throne watching the events was Sonia, the mother of all angels. Lord Makai and his brother Akumo were next to their mother analyzing those events. Akumo said, "I must admit that these mortals from the 7th universe are impressive, especially the Saiyan called Son Goku, who managed to reach the level of divine beings using divine transformations. And not only that, but Goku managed to use the power of Ultra Instinct, a power that we angels are able to use, and not even the gods of destruction are able to use this power easily," Akumo said while analyzing Goku's battles, especially those that took place during the Tournament of Power, where there were several impressive battles for mere mortals. Lord Makai said, "Yes, I admit that he is impressive and very powerful for being able to use the power of Ultra Instinct. But I have to say that this warrior called Jiren from the 11th universe is also very powerful, because even without using his real powers during the tournament, he managed to face the most powerful and even face Son Goku, who was already using the power of full Ultra Instinct," Lord Makai said excitedly while analyzing the battles that took place in the Tournament of Power, especially the final battle between Jiren and Son Goku, where the two were using their powers to the fullest. Guys, before continuing this epic story, leave your like, and of course if you want to help the channel, leave your super thanks below and help the channel financially, and also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any news. Sonia said, "Son Goku and Jiren are very interesting warriors, but they're not the only ones. Besides them, there are several other powerful mortals who are concentrated in the 7th and 11th universe, mainly in the 7th universe," Sonia said while analyzing the power level of mortals from each universe, and in her eyes, mortals from the 7th universe possessed great power. Lord Makai said, "I feel like facing these warriors right now, but unfortunately I can't, because that would put an end to our plans, and we would be discovered, which would make all our planning useless," said Lord Makai while looking at his brother and then at his mother. Sonia said, "Calm down, my son. These warriors from the 7th universe are powerful, and they all have capacity and power great enough to reach the level of a god of destruction. But this Son Goku, he is different," Sonia said while staring at the image of Son Goku, who was facing Jiren during the Tournament of Power, where Goku was using the power of Ultra Instinct. Lord Makai spoke. "What do you mean by that, mother? Son Goku is powerful, but he's still a mortal. And even though he is at the level of the low-level gods of destruction, he still has limits, and we are angels, and as such he is not an opponent for us. So I don't understand what you mean with that, Mom," Lord Makai asked his mother, who smiled at her son before answering. Sonia said, "You don't understand this, Lord Makai, because your special ability is to hide your presence and your power at a level that no one is able to detect you. But my special ability allows me to know when someone is using their maximum potential, or his hidden potential has not yet been awakened. And in the case of Son Goku, he has great hidden potential that he has not yet been able to release," Sonia said with a smile on her face as she looked at Son Goku with a certain curiosity about how powerful he could become if he managed to unleash his maximum potential. Lord Makai said, "Does that mean Son Goku hasn't reached his limit yet? Now that is something interesting." Akumo said, "Even so, Son Goku is still immortal, and even though he has hidden potential, he still wouldn't be a threat to us. It doesn't matter whether or not Son Goku will be able to unleash his hidden potential, but if he achieves the one thing that Son Goku would be able to do was to give a good fight to one of the 6 gods of destruction that are sealed, and the most that Son Goku would be able to do was defeat one of them, and maybe take on the role of a god of destruction. But I don't think that he would like to receive the rank of destroyer," Akumo said while looking at the images that appeared on the screen. Sonia said, "That's where you are wrong, my son. Son Goku does not have the potential of a mortal, but of a divine being. I believe that the power hidden within him is the same as that of one of the first existing Saiyans called Yamoshi, a warrior with immense potential, and uniting Son Goku's latent potential with Yamoshi's would make Son Goku capable of reaching the same level as an angel," Sonia said, surprising her 2 children, who never thought that there was the possibility of a mortal becoming so powerful to the point of being considered a threat to beings like them. Lord Makai said, "So that means we have to go after Goku and eliminate him as quickly as possible. If Goku stays alive, he will be able to reach that level during our conquest, and that could end our plans. said Lord Makai, ready to go after Son Goku and eliminate him so that everything would go well with his mother's plans and the conquest of the 7th universe. Sonia said, "No, if we did that, it would end up alerting the Daishinkan, attracting him to us, and at the moment we don't have the strength to defeat Daishinkan. So don't do anything against the Saiyan," Sonia said, as she stood up and summoned her staff, which was similar to that of her son Akumo, but much larger, and with some rings around the spear in the center of the staff. Akumo said, "So what will we do in the progress of that Saiyan and the other powerful warriors in his universe?" Akumo asked while looking at his mother, who made her staff glow. Sonia said, "You don't need to worry because I will take care of it. I won't do something so extreme, otherwise the Daishinkan will track me. After I do what I'm thinking, your father will know I'm free. But this will be necessary to keep those warriors at a level where they are not a threat to us or our plans," Sonia said, and she raised her hands, releasing some of her energy, which ended up transforming into a type of magical circle containing several symbols made by Ki. And after a few moments, a large explosion happened, and the explosion spread to the entire 7th universe. Sonia had done something that would weaken all beings at the same time. On planet Earth. Currently on planet Earth, it was possible to see that the first day of the party had already passed, and now the second day of the party was beginning in the Capsule Corporation. And just like the first day, everyone was having fun and eating different foods. Suddenly, all the warriors felt a strange sensation and looked at the horizon and saw a type of energy coming toward them, which made everyone get into a fighting position. But when the energy passed through them, they all closed their eyes at the exact moment. No one felt pain or discomfort. But when they opened their eyes and looked at their colleagues, they noticed that each of them had the same appearance as when they were children. And what shocked the warriors most was the fact that Beerus and Whis were also with the change in their appearances. Both divine beings also became smaller like children. Whis said, "It seems that we are children again, and apparently even divine beings were affected by this." "Mr. Beerus?" Whis said with an amused smile on his face when he noticed his size and that of his god of destruction. With that, we'll end today's video. If you want to see the continuation of this incredible story, leave a lot of likes on the video, guys, and comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in another day.